You're listening to The Dan Nicholl Show.
This week on the Dan Nicholl Show, probably the single longest wait to get started we've ever had, because although we've been on set for just over an hour, I have two love-struck teenagers who can't keep their hands off each other, gazing lovingly into each other's eyes, muttering sweet nothings, and if I hear, I love you more, but I love you more, one more time, we're actually just going to cut the show. But no, we never do that, because they are two of my favourite people, two of my favourite guests. We've had them on the show, but not together. This time we unite them. One of the great superstars of South Africa and her fiance. It's lovely to have Tanya and Ard. Welcome, guys.
Just having us.
Thank you. Sorry, we were saying I love you so much, Dan. So I apologize about that.
I genuinely adore it, because I see the way that you two look at each other and they hang out together, and it's just this wonderful and absolutely authentic love story.
It really is, and it's for all the cringe reasons, whatever. But it's getting better every day. It really is.
Go back. I think we have touched on it individually, but let's see if the stories actually match up together.
I'll block my ears.
When was the first time you set eyes upon each other?
It was.
1st of July, 2024.
I was about to say that. Except I can tell you it was 3 p.m. So.
Well, you were late.
The Uber
Uber
was
was
late.
late. But that's about it.
2 minutes.
Was that ever hear the end of that? Was that a music video?
It was a music video interview.
Yeah.
It was an audition.
Who was being auditioned?
No, it was.
This one.
Well, the audition went very well. We both got the part.
What did you think when you first sort of bumped into each other? Was it love at first sight?
I think so.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It was more like, oh, there you are. Like, where you've been this whole time, kind of meeting.
And
That
what-
makes sense.
And what I thought was just going to be like just a very quick, frank conversation about business, and turned into just we just kept on ordering food and drink
Didn't
and
have any of it.
didn't eat any of it. And it was just one of those cool things. I remember calling my friend Craig afterwards in the Uber. And going, oh, I think I'm in trouble. Yeah.
In anything but, because it has turned into this absolutely fabulous story, and it's one from the outside. Here we have the younger, upgraded Charlize Theron, and then an extra from Trainspotting, who have come together.
Come on.
And yet, I have to say, out of the two of you, and I say this with due deference and respect, I think you've done just as well as Art has, Tanya, because he's a very special friend, a very good man, and I love the chemistry that you two have together.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been so cool, man. Just two kids at play is
Yeah.
basically what it is. If you haven't noticed by now.
Yeah.
And two kids to play with some music, because there is a wonderfully playful piece of Christmas music that has been on repeat in the Nicholl household for the last week.
Is that where we got our 7 plays from? That's
Yeah,
good to know.
it might be 8 if you play your cards right. That looked like a lot of fun to put together.
Yeah, that was fun. We just tongue in cheek. It was just a moment. We had gone diving again. It's always dive inspired, and literally in the car back, I said, you know what? Because it's been touch and go with Christmases for me. I haven't been home often, and but I do remember childhood memories of Christmas being quite special. It used to be quite a thing, and then you get old and cynical, and it's not like that. And I said, you know what? This year, I want it to be Christmas, and as we were driving off after I kind of said that, the melody came straight to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. If ever there's a time to do it, at the age of 50, after 35 years of writing songs, I think we need a Mariah Carey and Boney M alternative, and let it be me. And unfortunately, it'll probably be next year and the year after. So, so if you don't listen to it now, good luck.
Can you give us an acoustic version, just a few lines of it for those who haven't
It's
heard?
Christmas. All the fields about Christmas. May peace on earth be your first wish. Let hope remain in your hearts.
It is. I think he's got one of the great voices of South Africa.
Yeah.
Was that part of what made you fall in love with him?
I don't like when I met him. I obviously knew who Art Matthews was, and I've always loved his music. But I think that wasn't the first things that I even thought
It
of.
was obviously, I mean,
I mean, it was
let's be honest.
all the
It was
red.
Bill.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's such a big part of who he is, but there's so much more to him. And I think that's what he was saying earlier. Like when we're together, the young untouched let's say untouched the non-traumatized the you know the part the child that is still before the world happened to it, that's the part that comes out when we're together, and it's just the playful part, and that's what I saw when I met him, and that it's nothing to do with who he is in the world, because you can be all those things and not be the greatest person. So yeah, and then I was like, every now and then he remembers when we were on like one of the other dates, I'd walk down the street and go, "Oh, you're Art Matthews!" Like it's such a weird concept because like the idea of what Art Matthews was to me back in the day, it's like that's you and that's me, and you realize that's the idea to the world, and that's who he is in the world. But yeah, he's a lot of other things to me.
I think I remember when we had you on the show before, we discussed, I think it was an FHM party, and you'd been one of the stars, and I was sitting on the fringes watching with all the other starstruck guests as the Glamazons took to the stage. Were there early sightings of Tanya pre-meeting? Did you know who she was, what she'd done?
No, I regret to say, and I'm glad to say that when I saw her on Summertide, which I still think everyone needs to watch, it's on Showmax. You should check it out. It's beautiful. It's shot in South Africa and it's with the ocean. It really is beautiful. I'm not just saying that. And then cut to episode 12 when this damsel appeared on screen, and sorry to say, but I had to IMDb it, and I'm so glad that I did.
I love that. I love that. Like I've never watched one of his shows before I met him. Ever.
No wonder you've been
No,
so
but,
youthful.
but that's the wonderful thing. I'm not your typical groupie, or and he didn't have any of my posters on the wall, so we met each other as
All
Nicholl.
my friends did, for sure.
No.
I know they've told me.
No.
There is something wonderful about that. The two great South African stars genuinely had no idea who the other was, and now, less than a year later, there's jewelry in play and this wonderful love story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's the timing has been immaculate. It's the perfect time. Like kind of theme that we do repeat is that we know what we don't want, and we want a lot more of this. We laugh day in and day out, whether appropriate or inappropriate, it doesn't matter. And when we're just watching the world at play, which is really what it is, and just being present in the moment and really just celebrating all of it. And I think if we keep that up, I think it could last forever.
It's it's more than just the two of them together. It's like it brings out the best versions of ourselves, and that's where you are. If you're in that state of being playful and joyful like a child, the base version of you as an artist comes out as well. So that's why I think I feel more successful than I have ever been in my life, because I'm
I did want to ask you about that, because there's often this perception that the tortured poet is the poet at her or his best, and that it's through trauma and stress and dismay and angst that some of the great work comes out. I think it's often the case with painters. You see some of the great artists had really troubled lives, and yet it does seem to be the flip with you two, that this state of absolute bliss is what is generating some of the best work you've done.
Well, I think there's two camps out there. Some people relate to what you said before, and then there's camps who actually relate to what we have. And right now, that's the art.
I think they both have a place.
Totally.
Heartache can cause inspiration, and so can joy. So yeah, I mean, you do some of your best writing in Hong Kong because of your life choices over there.
Oh, it does raise the question as we look back over the catalogue of music that you and Just Ginger have to look back on. There will be songs there that have been inspired by times in your life when things weren't as utterly delightful as they are now.
Yeah, of course. No, that is all part of being a creative. It's about just putting a little pen to paper of the state of current affairs, and heartache is part of life, and love is the best part of it. So long may that be. So its inspiration comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's coming also from this relationship in terms of some of the work you've done, because a little earlier this year, to the dismay of Kurt Darren and Snodkop and Die Campbells and the rest of the Afrikaans music world, Art Matthews suddenly became an Afrikaans music star.
Thanks to Tanya. But yeah, the song called "Die Rede" was actually end of last year. It was end of November. And there is a follow-up coming. There's more Afrikaans coming. And we haven't mentioned that there was a full album before the Christmas song. That's also a work that we're quite proud of. We did a full video rollout. First time in my life, I had a video for every single song that I've done. Well, I mean, normally if you do an album, you do 1 or 2 videos. If that, I've had many albums with none. So we had an amazing rollout. It did take a whole year to do it because it was all done by ourselves, just a 2-man team, shots and edited all by Tanya, and then I've recorded and played all this stuff and wrote all the stuff. So there's that. There's definitely going to be another Afrikaans song. I'm actually working on an acoustic, fully acoustic record now, just to really go back to my roots. So it'll be very Jack Johnson-esque. There'll be the lovely Tanya's voice on there, and mainly if she could be in the videos, it'll be great. I've been trying to tell her, I don't know what.
Yeah, not really a natural space though. I don't
really know why. No, I just wanted to get comfortable in front of the camera, and that's why I'm buffering her for now.
What is the creative process like? Because you see some couples, I look to the wine industry where we've got a number of couples in the wine industry who work together and do really, really well. But there are also many couples whom, if they were to work together, it would be a very short-lived experiment.
Yeah.
And for no particular reason, just a shout out to my wife. If love you, dear. You guys are clearly gelling, but is it a nice, seamless, smooth process? Do you fill in the gaps for each other? Does it really work that well together?
Take it away.
Yeah, I think so. I think we recognize each other's strengths. And I mean, I'm from the film world, so he knows, my vision. He respects that and kind of thing. We just gel together. But we wear many hats when we're filming because I'll be the director, cinematographer, and editor, which I love because it's that full creative. But from a creative point, we discuss all of it, and he plays producer and he plays this, and there's never a moment where it's just one person gets to make decisions. But we have biggest rules. We have fun while we're doing it, and any moment we can abandon ship and do something completely different. And just there's no end goal of it needing to be a certain way. We just learn how to sway while we're filming it and allow the process to teach us something about life as well. So many times something isn't great, and then I go sit with it and I go, wow, I'm so glad that it was that way because something else came out of it, and we just become observers of this little thing we do together.
It's been
really cool.
a great progression for me with self-acceptance, I can tell you that much. Because not only have I lost half of Backstreet Boys since meeting Tanya, but still, you're on camera. It's very vulnerable. I'm well aware of my not made for TV face, and it's just what I've had to get to is like, well, it's Tanya approved, so that's the only thing that matters. So, which is what allowed us to do things that are slapstick, like on Every Day in Every Way. It's me on a paddle court playing against myself, looking all across the spectrum of looks that I could have. And just also sitting back and going, you know what, who cares? This is our life. This is who I am. This is how I look. The songs are what matter, and it's the fun and the love that shows at the end. That is actually none of it really matters as long as we're having fun.
I think that sense of liberation must be so welcome because you've been in the spotlight as an artist for so long. You know that you've done just about everything you can do as an artist. You've had U2 close for you, and you've played the Viper Room, and you've taken LA by storm, and you've done all of this amazing stuff. So you've earned the right to do stuff on your own terms, but also you very clearly accepted that, I just really am having fun, and that's what I want to do now. And it's such a great space to be able to get to.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a constant progression of working on ego and things that we think define us. Her looks, my voice, it's like, and then it really does matter. And we both have to consciously work on it and go, you know what, at the end of the day, as long as we're being playful, that really is actually all that matters. And then strangely how the universe works is that people tend to gravitate towards that rather than having a persona or an image or something that you think you need to uphold. Like the rock star title it's so tired for me.
It is on your business card though.
Right. I did get to 2,000 impressed. So if anyone needs a business card, please let me know. I got them gold plated. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like all these old stigmas, like it's just about that really means nothing.
No.
Celebrity is what is
What
celebrity?
is, and also what is success? Like with the idea of people going, oh, you should be somewhere else. You should be, you should be there in the world or this in the world. And we are, unraveling the idea of what success is. Success for me is waking up next to art and going, like having as little to do and disappearing in the ordinary and realizing that is the greatest gift ever. So it's quite funny. We go out in the world and the congratulations, a great thing. We finish a job and actually we've forgotten about that already. Moving on, not because we have to, just because we're in that moment creating it and it was fun and letting it go and having no attachment to an end result of it in the world. It's if somebody resonates with it, how wonderful.
Yeah.
But
There's also an unfollow button if you need.
yeah, please.
That said, though, human nature will dictate that when you do strike a chord one way or the other, it has an impact on you.
Right.
And I think most of us are in any sort of public forum largely learn to ignore the negative stuff because it's normally just art under a false name. But
I've only got
when-
plenty of fake accounts.
but when your music moves someone, when a film touches somebody, when somebody's able to come up to you in the airport in the streets, hey, I listened to what you did, I saw what you did, and it meant so much to
Yeah.
me. I think the artist in all of us, the creative in all of us, that is a really rewarding aspect of what
Right.
we get to do.
If I may quickly, because it was so music based and video based this year, it just went completely under wraps that she just starred in a very big movie with Aaron Eckhart, Muzzle City of Wolves. Just by the way, go and check it out. Sorry, this is a shameless plugging, but I have to. I'm so proud because it's almost in the shadows, and she played the co-star with Aaron that will be out soon. So go and check it out. But just reminds me as well, going, oh, damn, I'm actually. She's a phenomenal actress.
You did preempt me coming into exactly that because I went and had a look at some of the trailers and the build-up, and it's
Whoa,
See.
Hong Kong.
a brick coming through the window from Aaron Eckhart. This is a side that 1 minute you're hanging out in Hout Bay with the local mayor and making daft,
what are you talking about?
wonderful music and having so much fun, and then all of a sudden, well, here's the Hollywood side of your life, and it seems such a different world. And I think what I admire most is you slip into it so effortlessly and then back out of it so effortlessly, and there's that almost compartmentalization of that element of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I think people have an idea of what that should feel like or look like. So we idolize something because it's next to somebody important, that kind of thing. And I do enjoy it to be able to slip in and out, but the realization is it's like the idea of success. If I'm on that film, if I'm on that big thing, then I will feel a certain, fulfillment. And I love discovering more and more that it doesn't lie in that because it's just the idea of it. And it's great and fun. And it was, funny enough, quite a tough one in its own ways. But I go, there is no difference for me than being home and like sitting next to this, rock star, film star.
Got a business card.
I'm saying I'm just reading the business card. Right?
She's really from.
No, it's literally no. For me, it's I think we're supposed to look at all things the same way, and then I go. Then I'm not waiting for the call anymore for the next film, and I go, wow, if it comes, how wonderful. But hey, I'm shooting the best film of my life at home, so. Yeah, it's just really awesome.
That's another podcast, maybe.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Broadcast out of Amsterdam.
Right.
For those people who aren't too familiar with the latest project, tell us a little bit about the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I shot it quite long ago. Not long, about a year ago.
Yeah. So you're.
So it's actually so crazy. We shoot it and then it comes out like 10 months later and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just really bad at talking about it.
I think it's amazing. She's terrible at enhancing her
It's
enhancing herself, but it's amazing. It was reminding. I mean, her character already Charlie in Summertide is what I fell in love with, to be honest, and then got to meet Tanya, who's even better, obviously. But to see that acting, it's not just pretty face, pretty girl. There's proper depth of acting there that drew me. And then it was like a year. Summertide ended in January this year onto Showmax, and it's like a year of us just hanging out and doing our things. And then you get reminded again, even though Muzzle was shot 10 months ago, to see her on screen again and to be reminded of what I fell in love with, and to see the acting of someone who we like, like she says, sometimes she'll just hear me sing and go, oh right, it's you. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing with her. To be reminded of that, and then to be in the place where that doesn't define us. and that the mundane is actually, and it's not mundane, it's just fun. That's what it's about. And if these little things pop up, anyone listens to a Christmas song, anyone watches a movie, well done.
Cool.
And certainly not going to affect us if they don't.
Yeah.
I remember the short-lived Josie Tens years ago played out. There was an absolute typhoon that came down, and inside a rain-sodden tent, there was a crowd of maybe 20 people who'd braved the weather, and there was a single guy on stage playing an acoustic guitar, eyes closed, and singing. And it's still one of the greatest music performances I've ever seen in South Africa, because you just lost yourself completely in the moment, and there were only 20 odd of us there, but by God, did we have a great time listening to an absolute magician at work. And as somebody who's a creative herself, when you see him in that zone, in that space, what's that like for you?
Oh, it's the most beautiful thing. And for me, now where we have a life at home, where we've created such a beautiful little hub to want to create. It's one thing to create, but like to have an environment that you go, he wants to get up and just be excited again about creating music. And that's my favorite thing to watch when he's down in the studio and he is like a little boy that goes like this. It is when you watch somebody fall in love with themselves and with the gift that they have, and they get excited about themselves. That for me is the most beautiful thing. And yeah, he's just, I just adore him, and I just admire his skill and his ability to do what he does. But the creative part is just, it's wild. Like, so for me, I'm just so happy that he's happy doing what he loves.
Well, it's nice to be inspired like that, and to wake up in whatever time of night, and to realize that you're with a fellow creative and go, well, I'm going to go and record. And then not only that, an hour into recording a new idea, there's Steph's coming down with a tray of coffee and biscuits. I'm like, that's impossible. You can't be that perfect.
I ask this only partly in jest. Is there anything you two don't like about each other?
No.
He's got to have one fault, surely.
No, but there's no such thing as fault. It's only your perception.
Our biggest fault is knowing you.
Yeah, because we would have been in bed still.
We could have still been in bed. We had to come here, and you were
dragged out the other side of town.
He's been my greatest mirror. The thing is, you only choose for something to be a difficult thing or whatever, that kind of thing. It's like you pick a partner to be able to reveal the biggest part of you. So the thing that you think is difficult. It's just your own little triggers. And I've become a better version of myself because he allows me to see that, and it's been fun to unravel all the stuff you've gathered through life, isn't it?
I've become incredibly introverted, I'll tell you that much. And insular.
I've always been introverted.
She has. I'm not so much, but also realizing that's very cool. But to a couple of friends I haven't seen for a while, I will reach out in time, but you can't understand, right?
There's no chance of him reaching out. Just forget about it.
Actually, yeah.
The adventure that you're having, and I'm not sure there's a better word for it, because it really does sum up everything that you're doing.
Sure.
The album you put together, which was great. The videos were so much fun, and the music was genuinely good music.
Thank you.
You got the movie, and it was a long time out. Summertide gone. So now you're looking ahead to 2026. How much forward planning is there? Is it really we take it day by day, or you're both creative, but there's also a fair ambition to you both, because you've developed two very distinct careers in terms of your creative success. So do you look at that horizon and go, well, yeah, this is the project I'd like to do. These are the projects we'd like to do. Is there that kind of shared ambition?
It's just to continue to create.
I think my responsibility to what I've seen is when we create a beautiful space where you are in a blissful state, waking up, and you have the ritual of just simple life, that's where things are being created. That's when things come towards you. That's where creativity flows. And that's my responsibility. I just keep doing that, and I know whatever will come. I have to wait for things to come sometimes, but as I'm in a space where I'm creating art again, literally art with the T. And I'm like, I want to paint again, and I'm busy with doing that, kind of like where a house just filled with love and creativity that flows whichever way. Are we doing a music video, or are we creating a song while I'm painting? And it's just fun, and whatever comes, we'll just...
Yeah, but if you ask me if we have a 5-year plan or anything, absolutely no. It genuinely is it's day to day, and just really obsessing. And I mean, being in the present is a practice. You have to practice being present, like genuinely, without sounding like we've gone to tilt. But it is true. It's a practice. So we practice every day to try and really appreciate the moment. appreciate the gift of each other and what we've achieved. So what we're going to achieve is really not
Can't control
it's not, and it's not a concern. It's not a driving force. But what is important is to at least create, which we will.
Yeah.
I think I want to get adopted by you guys. That's it. That's probably unlikely, but I will, because I know you've got a hair appointment to get to. I will peel
No,
that.
we have enough time.
Extensions.
Don't worry.
I will ask you in closing for a request. Now, I've obviously got a fairly glittering resume, everything from hosting the Western Cape Boerewors Making Championships.
That was a highlight.
To being the voice of the South African snowboarding finals in Lesotho many years ago. So, but one of the things I do have on my CV, and I'm pretty sure you won't know, Tanya, you might have, because I might have mentioned it before, but I starred, and I use that word capitalized and in bold, as the conductor in the music video of Kurt Darren's Stoomtrein with Snotkop Henning. It was 6 seconds on screen.
Wow.
That was described as Shakespearean by the Benoni Reporter. And so I feel my next step up as I make my way into a more global presence as an international icon and creative force would be a cameo in an Art and Tanya music video. So that would be my dream for
We'll let them know. So we didn't have to talk about it. We will certainly let you know if
In the next Christmas song.
It is Sanity, Daniel Craig like from the
Yes.
water.
in a reindeer
Right.
outfit.
Yeah. That.
Oh dear, we've got it sold. Guys, it's always just so much fun spending time with you both. And I say particular thank you, Tanya, because this man is both a very dear friend of mine and someone who's been a great supporter and someone I love dearly. And the fact that you have stumbled into his life and put that ridiculous grin on his face in a permanent mode is something that all of his friends, and I speak for both of us, are enormously grateful for. So
Not as
thank
much
you.
as me, I promise.
And we might have to edit this out if I've got it wrong. Do we have a wedding to look forward to in 2026?
Not you.
There's still no cameo, bro. Yeah.
Through the lens of Hello Magazine, actually.
Yeah, well, it's so for us, it's just a formality now because we feel it's like, oh,
It's such a
we
funny
forgot
thing.
we're
Oh,
engaged.
You gotta do the thing.
Yeah. So whatever we do, you won't know about it until later, if that's what you're asking.
You'll see the video afterwards.
I did marry a couple of friends of mine, having got my online certificate from the Second Baptist Church of Arkansas.
Yeah.
So I qualified for the job.
Yeah, that's it's one of
The
the things.
100 odd other people are not available. It would be a technicality because this is as genuine and heartwarming and wholesale and relentless dollop of love as there is out there. So thank you, because it's infectious and it's a delight spending time with both of you. And other than being in that music video next year, I shall just look forward to the creative force from the both of you as you continue to make so many of us almost as happy as you two are.
Thanks, Brew. Good to see you again. Well done for all you've done. I've been watching you. You're a powerhouse, a great mate, good friend. Sorry about the golf day this year. Let's try and hook it up for next year. I do apologize.
October 15, put it in the diary. Yep.
Definitely.
Busy. There.
Not going to call ahead.
Oh dear. So there we go. Filling in on short notice for Prime Circle, who couldn't make it on the show today. Guys, thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful year ahead. And thank you so much for joining us on this show.
You too, matey. Merry Christmas.
Merry.
There we go. The man who gave us so much magic through Just Ginger continues to be a force for good on and off stage. And his love-struck better half, he continues to make great movies, make great television, make great music videos, and contribute to some wonderful music as well. It is Art and Tanya lighting up the Dan Nicholl Show.
You're listening to The Dan Nicholl Show.